What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. It's your girl takeyglam. This video was inspired by some experiences that I have had over the years. One sign that you may need to break a toxic cycle is like you find yourself in the same types of situations. Like, for instance, you find yourself dating the same type of women, the same type of men, and you find that they all have similar personalities and traits. But they all just are different. They look different. To understand that it's not always other people. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. Sometimes we are sometimes we can create storms in our own lives and not even realize it. And when you don't know, you don't know. But when you reach an awakening, that's when you can start changing and trying to figure out why you keep doing this to yourself. Some people don't realize that they are in a cycle or a pattern. But I guess some people really don't think that deeply about things, I guess. But I'm like big on patterns, so if I notice a pattern, then at this point it's time to reevaluate something. And like I said, it's not always other people. Sometimes it's us. Like, we could be creating our own issues in our lives. We could be creating storms that we don't even have to go through, or things like that. That's when you have to take some self-accountability and just be like, you know what? I'm my own problem at this point. I'm toxic to myself at this point. The other person or whatever it is may be toxic, but I'm being toxic to myself by constantly dealing with it, or finding myself in those same encounters over and over again. So for me personally, I have realized that I date the same type of men. It's crazy because, like, you don't realize this until you just really think deeply about why certain things keep happening to you. I want to go more in depth about the narcissistic shit, because obviously this is more a common problem, especially for people who are very empathic and codependent. This is a big problem for people like us. I want to talk about codependency too, because it has come to my attention that I'm codependent. I never knew that. So codependency is like when you meet a person and you just feel the need to rescue them or help them, or just you basically make other people's problems your problem. You just put yourself in these kind of uncompromising situations to rescue people. It's not healthy. It's not anything cute at all. It's some problem that when you realize you have it, you need to try to be conscious when you interact with people, because you will meet people who are narcissistic and they will see you as a target. They see you, a person with you might be kind of naive, maybe a little. You might be kind of kind-hearted, helpful, caring. A codependent person or an empathic person has we have the ability to feel what other people feel, and we want to take on other people's issues because we don't want people to hurt, I guess. So I hope that's a good explanation. I am not a therapist. I am not a psychologist. I'm just speaking on things I have learned because I tend to like look this kind of stuff up often. School for psychology, but we didn't really talk about narcissism. I don't recall it being a discussion about. I don't recall ever doing any kind of lesson or anything on narcissism. If I remember correctly, I think I took one class and we kind of like touched on it, like the definition, but it was nothing that just went into depth. It gives you more insight when you have, first of all, had an experience with a narcissist, and then on top of that, like, um, you know, you have some knowledge behind it, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But anyways, let me move forward. These people target codependent, empathic people. Okay, these people just, narcissistic people lack empathy. They lack empathy on a high level. You know, I think it's a spectrum for it, but some of them really lack empathy. Well, all of them do. All of them really lack empathy. They cannot feel like normal people feel. It's all about them. Like, it's all about their feelings. It's all about what you can do for them. It's all about just take. And then when they do give, it's because they want something. So they only give you enough to keep you around, to keep you hooked, to keep you wanting more, because this is how they operate. Some of them will even be extremely suicidal when you try to leave or when things don't go their way. Yeah, so they use suicide as a like manipulation tactic to keep you around, to keep you feeling sorry for them, because that's you as an empath and a codependent person. That's you. Like, you feel everything. Smear campaign, like, they'll tell everybody that you're a horrible person, you're an evil person, you are just the spawn of Satan. If you so dare challenge them for anything, if you challenge them or you call them out on anything, they will literally run your name through the dirt and tell lies and fabricate things. You know, that works in their favor. The more people they have on their side, the more it'll look like you're the bad person. That's called the smear campaigning. Like, they'll literally spread shit about you, like, to people in its lives, and they'll like manipulate people to be on their side because they need that validation. And sometimes the smear campaigning can come from a place of bitterness when you no longer give them access to you, when you leave them, when you detach yourself from them and you move on, and you just completely take yourself out of the equation. Sometimes the smear campaigning and the lies and the lack of accountability and the throwing you under the bus can come from a place of anger and bitterness because they no longer have access to you. In that relationship, you'll find yourself constantly taking them back and never holding them accountable for anything. Just like in the same way, the other people they manipulate do. You constantly give them chances and constantly trying to help them and constantly trying to, just constantly giving to them and never holding them accountable for anything because you feel sorry for them. So real quick, I want to touch on narcissistic people and family dynamics. In my experience, there are narcissists who come from very dysfunctional, toxic backgrounds, family members, in particular. So there was one narc that I dated whose mother was very narcissistic herself. It was all about her. It was all about how she looked in a situation. It was all about what she wanted for him. And she would always find every way or any way to bring me up in a conversation that I wasn't even involved in, or any way to say something negative about me. I had never really actually
I never really just met this lady like on a serious level, other than in passing or high and by. She was very weird because she would always blame me for his terrible behavior and his terrible actions. But the weird part is that she knew that he had terrible behavior because of how he acted towards some of them. But for some reason, I was to blame for how he acted when he was obviously like this before I got with him. So that kind of confused me a lot, and that kind of let me know that something ain't right with her as well. So, I mean, she was just seemed like she was just very obsessed with me, along with other members of this person's family. Um, they were always into it about something. It was always some drama going on. It was always something going on with them. It was just very toxic and dysfunctional as fuck. And I'm just sitting back like, this shit here is not normal. At least it don't happen in my family. Like, listen, all families are not perfect. You gonna have some level of drama in each family, but I can honestly say that I don't really experience that on either side of my family. So that's how I know that that is not normal. That's not normal. So when a narcissist has other fucked up people around them, that really doesn't make the situation better at all. So pay close attention to that as well.
People really know how to play it. They know how to play the game or whatever this game is that they play. They really know how to play the game so that things can work in their favor. They could be abusing you. They could be manipulating you. They could be lying. They could be doing some of the most terrible things behind closed doors. But to other people, it could seem like they're just the most honorable person because that's how they show themselves out into the world. That's how they show themselves when they out in public and things like that. The people they manipulate are usually not that intelligent anyway. they too will see that there's something not clean in the buttermilk. But if you dare so ever speak on it, then you the bad person. God forbid anybody speak out against a narcissist. It's very backwards. And they are really good at brainwashing a lot of people, like a mass amount of people. But you have to know what's going on to not, like, you can't really take it personal because these people are fucked up in the head. They are really fucked up in the head. They are really sour, bitter, miserable people. And they're also very insecure and small people. And that's how they feel. Like, they feel insecure, they feel small, they feel beneath everyone, they feel miserable, they feel like failures. And I guess they want everybody around them to feel the same way. They want everybody around them to be miserable because they're miserable.
Now, you have to be very careful with these types of people because every time I have found myself in a situation with a narcissist, I experienced extreme amounts of anxiety. I mean, anxiety that kept me up all night, tossing and turning, and I didn't know why. And the energy transfers, so that negative energy that they carry will transfer over to you if you are not careful. So be mindful of that.
You are an empathic, codependent person. Here is my advice to you. Stop trying to rescue people. It's simple as that. You can't save everyone, okay? Some things are just a lost cause. I'm gonna cuss his ass out. Like, God damn it, I'm trying to talk. Some people are just lost causes, and they act this way because it gets them attention. The sympathy and the lies and manipulation and all the little tactics they use, it gets them attention. Especially the sympathy part, especially having others feel sorry for them.
They usually carry a very poor me type of attitude. They blame everyone and everything, including their family, their childhood, their relationships, their friendships, everything, on the reason why they can not progress in life, or the reason why they are just shitty people in general. It's everybody's fault except them. They never accept any responsibility for their own actions, for their own downfalls or anything. And anyone who can never ever see the wrong in what they do is dangerous, is possibly a narcissist, and that's a sign that you really have to look out for as well.
I'm so annoyed. Like, out of all days, he wanna mow the fucking grass. He wanna mow the motherfucking grass while I'm doing a video. I'm mad. I'm mad. Come on now, there ain't no damn coincidence. So anyway, that gives them attention. Like, that gives them attention and validation. And overall, honestly, these are just horrible people. And the way you can avoid them is just by, first of all, acknowledging that you are codependent, that you do be trying to save hoes out here, and you need to quit that shit. And another one is because you're empathic and you feel things a lot deeper than others, and you just find yourself being empathetic towards everybody. Because usually these things happen in relationships. Like, it can be toxic friendships too. And a lady on Apple Podcasts called The Goddess Factor. She has a podcast called The Goddess Factor. And I listened to one of her podcasts, and she was talking about boundaries. Boundaries, yes. So I listened to it, and she was giving her audience all these different affirmations and stuff to, read to yourself or say out loud, whatever helps. And like I said, the podcast is about boundaries. So you can avoid them by setting boundaries. So yeah, you have to set boundaries with these people. As empathic people, or like somebody who's codependent. If you don't set boundaries, sometimes you gotta set boundaries for yourself too. Because you'll find yourself taking on everybody's issues. You'll find yourself trying to save everybody. So you have to set that boundary with yourself between you and people, because takers don't care if they suck you dry. They don't care if they are draining you mentally, physically, mentally, emotionally. For some people, financially or whatever, I don't know. But they don't care. They don't care that takers don't care about it. They don't care that they are draining you. They can literally see everything go down the drain for you, and they wouldn't give a damn, because as long as they can give, as long as they can take from you, they don't care. When they can't take from you no more, then they on to the next person, people that they can take from. Another way is to set some standards for yourself. Like, set some freaking standards. If you don't have, and if you do have standards for yourself, don't compromise your standards for anybody. You better stick to your guns. If you meet somebody and you don't want somebody that don't have no job, they don't have no ambition. If you meet him and he ain't got no money, he don't have anything going for himself, and it's just all bad. It's just all bad. You know what I mean? He got family issues, he got money issues, he got him issues, and none of that is your problem. And don't feel like, first of all, don't feel like you have to take on none of that, because then you got all the issues. Okay, you go handle that, and when you handle that, then you can come talk to me, because I got my own issues. I cannot afford to take on any of yours. So like I was saying, set some standards for yourself. If the guy you meet, or the woman you meet, or whoever you meet, if you know you don't want somebody who's not doing nothing with themselves, who don't have no car, don't have no roof over their head, they're just nomads. They nomads. And on top of that, you don't want a man who's controlling. You don't want a man who does not support you. You don't want a man who does not listen to you. You don't want somebody who's not going to try to understand you. You don't want somebody who is just totally immature. Then don't compromise those standards for anybody. Just to say you have somebody, I don't know, whatever your agenda is, whatever it is that you feel that you are missing in here, you're not going to find it in and nobody else. You have to feel that void yourself. So if it's loneliness you feeling, or goddamn, you need to find some more positive things to feel in your life, you know. So maybe you're just not fulfilled in other areas of your life, you know. Like I said, don't compromise your standards, period, you know, for nobody. Or don't compromise your standards in the name of helping somebody or trying to be there for somebody. Like, some people are like wounded birds. They gets them attention, man. That gets them attention. It's all a part of their game. It's all a part of their game. Giving people sob stories, telling one-sided stories. Like, they might tell what you did or said, but never tell what they did or said. Or they might actually turn you and other people against each other by telling that other party lies and then telling you lies, and then there's the clash. Narcissistic people will even try to turn people close to you against you as well. But if they don't see through the bullshit, then they'll definitely fall for it and, you know, become a part of the shit show is what I would call it. Trying to stop taking on other people's problems. It's not your problem. It's not your problem. Just because somebody's talking to you about, and sometimes just because somebody's talking to you about something, that doesn't mean they want you to fix it. You know, that's some people, but the people that we're talking about, narcissists, yeah, it's a different story for them. They are takers. They take. They'll give just enough to keep you hooked. Just enough to say, I did this. Or just to say, well, I did this for you, or I did that for you, to have something to hold over your head, to throw back in your face. They'll do just enough to say, just so they can say, well, I did this for you, and I did that for you, such and such, I never did that for you. They'll say stuff like that. They'll say manipulative things like that.
If I were you, I would withhold any personal information about myself from a narcissist, because when they get mad, that information will be thrown back in your face. Let's say, for instance, you had a rough childhood growing up. You grew up without your father or something. And you told a narcissist that, you told them that it really affected you growing up. Well, if you do something or you say something that challenges them, or you set a boundary with them, that would be thrown back in your face. It will come out like, oh, I see why your dad left. That's why nobody loves you. I see why he left you now. They'll say things similar to that to trigger you, or to just be evil, or to make you doubt yourself, or to make you feel like you are unlovable, or make you feel like, to make you bow down, basically. That's the goal. These people are destructive. They're self-destructive, and they set out to destroy others around them as well.
They'll have you believing that other people don't like you, that you need them, and them only. And they'll have you thinking that they'll manipulate you into believing that nobody else would ever want to deal with you or put up with you, that you are just unlovable or something, or that you are just so hard to deal with because you set a boundary in the relationship and this narcissistic person wants to be able to cross your boundaries. There's two kinds, overt and covert. Overt is the ones that you can see in plain sight, basically. Covert are the hidden ones. And now those are the dangerous ones. You know, the ones that you see out in public, and they have smiling faces and laughs, and they're charming. People like them. But behind closed doors, they are abusers. If you ever find yourself in that type of situation, you have to understand that it's not your fault. You ain't do nothing wrong. You are allowed to defend yourself. You are allowed to speak up for yourself. You are allowed to defend yourself. You are allowed to tell somebody, hey, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like what you're doing. I don't like what you're saying to me right now. Could you please stop? I don't like it. You are allowed to tell somebody what you don't like. You are allowed to tell somebody they are wrong. You are allowed to hold somebody accountable. You are allowed to do that. Can't nobody take, like, and if people get mad because you do set a boundary, then they can get the fuck on. Period. They can get the fuck on. It's just how you have to look at it. Or otherwise you're gonna find yourself being manipulated a lot. You're gonna find yourself not even knowing who the hell you are because you've been manipulated. You've been manipulated into believing something else that you know is not true. If somebody is mad at you for not allowing them, because, like, why would you want to cross somebody's boundaries anyway? They telling you no. I mean, true enough, when somebody does set a boundary, it can take you back a little bit, but you can't do nothing but respect it. Now, narcissistic people will always make a situation way bigger than what it is. You could be talking to them about, I don't know, hey, I saw that you didn't take out the trash today, and I asked you to take it out last night. What happened? Oh, that small scenario would be hiding all the way up here. It would be hiding all the way up here. And a lot of arguments with narcissists sometimes do end in physical abuse because they have no regulation of their emotions. They have no control over their emotions, and that's the scary part. They take everything too far. It goes too far. Anytime somebody has began, now as far as like physical abuse, if anytime somebody put their hands on anybody, it has gone too far. There is nothing nobody can do or say to make nobody do anything. Okay? If you are so triggered by small conversations, then that's your problem. If you are so triggered by communication, then that's a you problem. If you are so triggered by something small, such as somebody asking you why you did not take out the trash, that's a you problem. That's a you problem. Why does such trivial things make you so? And you'll find yourself sitting back like, what the hell did I say? What the hell did I say to cause all of this? What the hell did I do to cause all of this? This is crazy. This is not normal. All the while you knowing it's not normal. But you still feel like you have to help this poor, defenseless, wounded bird. Because they have set it up to where they can disrespect you, demean you, belittle you, abuse you. But they know that the way your heart is set up and the way you're set up, you're never going to leave because you feel like you're obligated to help them. That's how they got it set up. That's how the game goes. It's a game for them. This is how you can avoid these people when you realize that you have a pattern going on. You can start dating people who are opposite of people that you have dated.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, that's not, it doesn't sound like a too bad idea to me. Sounds pretty reasonable.
I had to sit down and just be like, girl, why you keep going through the same shit, different people? It's you now. Like, it's gotta be you. What's T? So, I had spoke with the therapist, and that's when I, realized that I have a cycle going on and I need to break it. And I need to figure out why I have that cycle as well. Like, why do I keep dating some of the same people? And it's a me issue now. Sometimes we can't just keep blaming everybody else for what we go through because we keep putting ourselves in that position. So when I realized this, things became more clearer for me. And I started to make better choices and better judgment in people, I guess. And another issue that I had, I was just too fucking humble. I got got standards on one hand, then on another hand, but I'm questioning my own standards. I got standards, but I'm sitting back questioning my own standards. Like,
I like men that has things going for themselves, but at the same time, I'm not too good to be with a man and, help him build. Like, I'm not too good for that. I'm not too good to be with a broke man that don't have no money, who can't never do nothing for me, who ain't even trying to do anything.
I'm being sarcastic. You got a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. You got a lot of people out here pretending to be nice, caring, loving people with big hearts, and they're nothing like that. They are nothing like that. Like these guys you see on the internet sharing these different memes about how to treat a woman, and you be seeing guys on the internet that, listen, sometimes that's just a pussy magnet. That's just a pussy magnet. That gets that right there. That shit like that gets them attention. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. It gets them attention. I'm sorry if I'm telling too much. It gets you attention. It gets them attention. Or at least they continue doing it until it gets them some damn attention. And then you'll have one person that's fucking codependent. You'll have one motherfucker that's fucking codependent trying to save these people. Trying to save them. You see all the little depressing shit they write. And then you'll take your codependent ass over there. Codependent ass over there. Girl, if you don't get your ass over here, sit down. Let them deal with their own problems. Bitch, you think you finna be booed up, but your ass is stressed and depressed.
Oh my god, what the fuck did I get into? I didn't ask for this. This is not what Martin Luther King died for. Okay, I should not be going through this shit. Okay, what the fuck? What the hell?
Have that awakening. You'll see some things a lot differently about you, too. You know, what's going on within yourself that make you feel like you gotta save somebody. Like, what happened in your childhood? Sometimes you gotta go deep like that so you can figure yourself out. It is great. It's good to have self-awareness. It's good to have self-awareness. If you are not self-aware, how the hell are you even growing? Like, are you literally staying a 12-year-old all your life, or what? In the mind, or what? Ones who have left narcissists or, abusive people, I want you to understand that you did yourself a favor. Okay? You did yourself a favor. You, first of all, protected yourself, and that's honorable. At least to yourself it is. You realize that you don't have to go through that shit. You also came to the realization that you obviously deserve better. It's a celebratory moment. It's time to party, bitch. It's time to live your best motherfucking life. It's time to live it's time to leave people like that in the past. That was yesterday's history. It's time to move forward and make better decisions. And it's time to live your best life. It's just time to party. This is a celebration. What we sitting around sad for? Let's celebrate. Anybody got cake? You have had an awakening, sis. That's great. You came to the realization that, hey, I'm not put up with shit. You left. Okay. Boom. Let's party, bitch. So y'all stay safe out here. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Wear your mask. And stay away from these fuckboys. Alright. I like that shit. I like what I just said right there. I'm gonna get that put on the shirt, bitch. I'm gonna be like, wash your hands, sanitize, and stay away from these fuckboys. I like it, and don't now. Y'all better not steal it. You better not steal it, cause I think that was dope. You better not steal it. Okay, I'm gone. Bye. It is not a moment to feel sorry for yourself, to feel down on yourself. It's not anything that somebody else should feel sorry for you about either, because it's a congratulatory moment. It's a celebratory moment. It's time to party, bitch. It's time to live your best motherfucking life. It's time to live these. It's time to leave people like that in the past. That was yesterday. Yesterday's history. It's time to move forward and make better decisions. And it's time to live your best life. It's just time to party. This is a celebration. What we sitting around sad for? Let's celebrate. Anybody got cake? This is a celebratory moment because you have had an awakening. You have had an awakening, sis. That's great. You came to the realization that, hey, I'm not put up with shit. You left. Okay. Boom. Let's party, bitch. It's nothing to feel bad about. Life is short, guys. Life is fucking short. It's, we going through all this shit right now, but I can still have a positive outlook, even though we are on lockdown right now. It's a beautiful day, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. It's so much shit that we got to be grateful for. So much shit. That's enough. Practice gratitude, even if it's the smallest of things that you're grateful for. It could be, I appreciate that first sip of that vanilla bean frappuccino. That's something in that moment you really appreciate how that shit tastes. Because I know I appreciate it. It tastes good. What you mean? That shit be busting. I am grateful that I am able to taste this. I am grateful my taste buds are grateful. It's just a good day. It could be anything small. It don't have to be big things. It could be just small things. Just appreciating. It helps you to appreciate the small things in life. It's not meant for you to be sad and depressed and miserable and chaotic and just, it's not meant for you to live like you're not meant to live like that. It's not meant to be like that. I mean, yeah, life will take you down through there now. It will take you down through there, and you might not have no control over some of your circumstances, but nevertheless, you still get through life and be here and look at these trees and shit and feel the wind and all that, all the little bitty things that we take for granted. Keep a gratitude journal. Just write a list of things that you are grateful for. And even if you don't know it off the top of your head, when you find yourself smiling at a song you're listening to, or you try something for the first time and you love it, keep a gratitude, write those little things down. It's not meant for you to be living like that. It's not meant for that. It's not meant for you to be doing it either. Okay? It's not meant for you to be doing it either, because I would say in my past, maybe 5 years ago, I too was the toxic person. About 5 years ago, I was in a relationship similar that was part of my pattern, and the guy he was a narcissist as well. Again, I have a type, or I had a type, because I don't claim that. That's not my type now. I have evolved, so that is not my type now. Okay, let's be clear. I have definitely evolved. Alright? Anyway, I was toxic to him because he would do a lot of low down things towards me, and then instead of me just leaving him, I would just do crazy things like cut his tires, put sugar in his tank. And I was way younger than I am now. So now I'm not gonna fight with you. I'm just gonna call the police and just be done with it. If you find yourself in a situation like that, please hold that person accountable. I don't give a fuck who gets mad. I don't care who feels what way about it. I don't feel nothing you do at that point is any worse than whatever they have done to you. The guilt will keep you in those type of situations too. So you cannot allow your guilt to prevent you from holding somebody accountable who you know needs to be held accountable. Okay, just know you're doing yourself a service and justice by doing that. So y'all stay safe out here. Wash your hands, sanitize, wear your mask, and stay away from these fuck boys. Alright. I like that shit. I like what I just said right there. That's pretty much the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't all over the place, because honestly, when I come on camera, I don't have nothing written. I don't have no notes or nothing. I just kind of lay into it, you know. So I hope this was entertaining, if not anything else. But yeah. So I will catch y'all in the next video. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and make sure you turn on my notifications so you don't miss none of my videos, because why would you want to do that? Okay. Anyway, I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.